Dad, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you,
Thanks
Andy.
thanks for joining us, joining me here on Honest About Life. And when we last left off, we were talking about, we teased the topic of the day, which is using our defenses. And I assume this is the topic you brought up. It's something you feel passionately about, something you want to talk about.
Yeah, Andy, I think everybody has a tendency to put up defenses, and whether it be a relationship gone bad, they then put up these blockades. And I think for just about any kind of thing that has happened to us in life, if we've tried something new and it didn't work, then we put up a blockade, and that defense system works against us. Because even though something you didn't succeed once, you got to try again and try again and try again. Keep on trying. And that's what a lot of people don't do. I think we have a tendency to give up. And I think defenses can be good in certain things, but I think they're bad in many other things. I think they're, as far as communications go with other people, with other friends of yours or relationships, those are bad blockades. I'd rather be open, and then you can really get to know somebody, and you can also have that feeling of a connection with that other person, whether it be a best friend, whether it be your cousin, relative or relationship.
So it
You
sounds like
see where
there's
I'm
two
coming
different
from?
things. I do. It sounds like there's two different things going on here. One is, you're putting up your defenses when you're in the presence of another, so you're not being open with that person. And the second scenario is, look, you don't even go down that path. You don't try things because you failed at it before. So I think I hear you saying two different things. Well, not two different things. Two things to this point about defenses. Do you follow me, Dad? What I'm talking
Yep,
about?
I do. I think they play a very important part in our everyday life when we meet people, that thing, that relationship. But as you also said, the other thing that we're touching on here is a defense that you put up on your own to yourself, and you're blocking yourself from trying it again. Like if you did fail at something and you don't want to try, because I failed my first time on TV, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. And if I had looked at that and said, I'm done, I can't do it again, that's a bad defense that you put up. And that's something that you're doing to yourself. And I think a lot of us do that. We put up these defenses so that we're protecting our whatever, you know, because
Yep.
we're fragile. A lot of us are fragile.
We are, and they say that the first time you do anything, it's probably not going to go well. And so how do you, Dad? How do you then, what's the message for people who are trying to get, trying to build up enough muster to do something for the first time? I mean, what is it? What kind of person does that take to be okay with failure and then to get back up and do it
That's
again?
and we can all do that. It doesn't. I don't think it takes a specific type of person. I think we can all do that. It's something that's a learned. It's a learned part of our life. It's something that we have to learn. That if we do put up a blockade and block that off, we're never going to get to that happy point in our life because we tried something because that's something we wanted to do. And if we failed at it, that doesn't mean we should give up. It just means that I think we have to um, be assured that we are going to fail. You have to realize to yourself, and you've said this to me many times, Andy, we are going to fail. We're going to fail the first time, the second time, the third time. But we have to get through that failure. And you have to realize that that's the end point is where I want to get. I want to get to that end zone. I got to keep on trying. That's all there is
You know,
to it.
if you could bottle that up and put a cover on it, you could sell it for millions if you knew the formula for convincing everybody individually, hey, you are capable of getting up, dusting yourself off, and trying again. And be wonderful to be able to say this is the process for getting to that point where you're mentally tough enough to go through that again, and maybe at some point we can figure that out. But that really is, to the next question that I have about being judged. I think the underlying, concern here is that you're going to be judged if you fail once, if you fail twice, you fail multiple times. Do you think in your lifetime, do you think people are more or less concerned about being judged?
In my lifetime, I think nowadays people are more concerned about people being judged, about people being judgmental. I think it's back in the day. I don't think there was as much of this going on, but now it seems like everybody judges everybody, and
Right.
and I don't think that's a good thing. Because it does limit what our population can really become and what we can do, and it limits it in a way that we may never get out of. So I think individually we can break this thing and be less judgmental, and then people may have the courage, the inside gumption to try again after failure. And man, I just have seen so many people judge other people based on that first time that they failed, and that's not right.
Do you think it's going to come to a point where we all throw our hands up in the air and say, I don't care anymore about what you think of me? Or do you think it gets so bad, this judging or the judgmental, uh, personality type? Do you think it's going to ever reach a point where, it'll change?
Yeah, I don't think that we can just say pinpoint and say, this is the time when I don't care what other people think. I think that that's a gradual thing that we all kind of learn. And, I think there's groups of people out there that are really battling this, and they don't care. And we almost have to get to that point, each and every one of us, to realize that, okay, we're not going to advance. We're not going to get better at anything if we don't push that aside, push that judgmental part of other people aside, and do what we want to do what we think is right, do what we think we're going to have fun at, and let's do it. And let's succeed. That way we'll succeed as a group of people, as individuals. We'll succeed if we purposefully say, you know what? I don't care if you judge me. I'm going to judge myself, and I'm going to do what I think is right.
Nice. Well said, Dad. So let's end this episode with that. I think you said that very well, and I love your enthusiasm for this particular topic that you care about. In the next episode, let's talk about something that's similar, that happens to be sort of top of mind: imposter syndrome. You may have heard about it, you may not have, but let's talk about that next episode. So for now, Dad, thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.